Afternoon, everyone. Just wanted to take a little tour with you folks, anybody that's interested. My wife and I put in a little bee and bird sanctuary. I think this is the third summer we've been trying to develop this thing. And after I got done a ridiculously long mowing of the lawn today, I thought that the garden looked pretty okay. So I thought I would just come out here and show everyone the progress. Just like most any other project, it's always going to be a work in progress. So this was the byproduct of an internet meme I saw several years ago. That was a Save the Bees meme. And it had a picture of a lawn that was beautifully striped, several acres of grass. And, it was basically for people that have lawns like this. You're the reason that the bees are dying because there's nothing for them to eat and there's no pollen. So this was a little section that we had set aside. It's set in the direction of the stripes, the way that I like to mow. So I guess I kind of cheated a little bit so I could still keep my cool lawn stripes. We've been planting wildflower mixes in here for the last 2 summers. And although it's a lot of weeds, there's always a lot of different bees and things of that nature on these kinds of plants. I'll be perfectly honest with you, I don't know what most of this stuff is, but I know that the bees seem to like it. So dude right there doing some work. Horseflies are outrageous out here, so this sucks. But we're not going to do any real maintenance in the rows for now. Basically what we want to try to do is allow nature to do its own thing, and we'll see what it comes up with. So far there's a lot of really cool things in here. This spring we added some little bee hive things, artificial beehive. Unfortunately, whatever bee likes that hasn't found it yet. We have 2 of them, both of them remain unfilled. I've not seen yet if this has been used, but this is a butterfly resting house so that they can get in there and rest and not have to worry about getting snacked on. It's got a little watering trough, so that way they have a place to chill. I would assume the hummingbirds or the bees might take a sip from that as well from time to time. On the far end, there's another set. Yeah, it's kind of a neat little spot. The rabbits absolutely love it out here. We've been trying to do our best to cater to the wildlife as well, although they're not going to do much this year. We actually planted a whole bunch of strawberries in here this, I don't know, maybe 2 months ago. So hopefully we'll get these to spread like crazy, and there will be a bunch of strawberries in here for the rabbits. We have all kinds of whitetail, a bunch of large bears. It's wildlife central everywhere out here, so hopefully everybody finds something out here they like. This stuff here, I think it's called mullein. I transplanted that guy. It seems to be mostly not dead. But we have thousands of those in our other garden that we're supposed to be weeding, but time has not been available for that yet. Got some clover that's starting to come in pretty good. I don't know what the hell that is, but it looks kind of neat. We do have a few pieces of poison parsnip sprouting up over there, to which I'm going to demolish after I wear sweatshirt, long pants, and every other possible covering so I don't get it on me. A couple years ago we put some black-eyed Susans out here, and in the back, which is completely choked out, we transplanted a heck of a lot of flowers. You can kind of see in the mix there. I don't know what they're called, but they look cool, but they got choked out, so we have to weed that. My mom was kind enough to gift me a piece of some gorgeous lilac, to which I accidentally forgot to plant for 2 years. So I finally put it in the ground, and I'll be damned if being completely dead in the pot and it is doing some pretty good stuff. So after only a couple weeks in the ground and 2 years in a pot, that thing is going to grow. I don't know how the hell it worked, but nature's resiliency strikes again. Here's our other two. Just check and see if we got a bee. No bees in that thing, damn it. No real way to tell about the butterfly, I guess. But yeah, look at this crap. Ew. Damn flies. So I gotta pull these things. There's only a handful of them though, so not so bad. We did make an attempt to offer the rabbits something delicious. See if I can find the tag. You can see the tag buried in there. There was watermelons planted out here. And before they got about 3 inches tall, the rabbits decided they would just hedge their bet and eat them before we could have any. So I guess that's going to be the end of that. So we'll take a walk over. In the beginning of this, I had mentioned the striped lawn. Obviously, anybody that has a nice patch of grass, it's obviously really cool to be able to make it look attractive. If your neighbors are going to drive by and judge you, you might as well give them something to appropriately judge. So we'll walk up there and check that out. All right, I don't know how well the camera is going to capture this, but this is a pretty good view of the orchard. The first 2 trees closest left are peach trees that were from a little sprig off from my grandmother's peach trees at her house. My mom turned them into little baby trees, and then we planted them in the ground and are turning them into bigger trees. The next 2 after that are pear trees, which decided not to do a damn thing this year. The last 2 are apple trees, and then the 2 on the left are cherry trees. So, funny story about all of that. Our cherry trees got absolutely demolished by Japanese beetles. You can see 3 of the Japanese beetle traps in the background. Got one here. After an aggressive amount of traps and spraying the trees with 3-in-1 neem oil, I finally got the bugs off from the trees, but not before they killed every single every single cherry on the tree. So we lost all of our cherries to the Japanese beetles. Our 2 beautiful peach trees here, they were, I would say, about 150 or so peaches on them. And in 1 week, I'm not sure if it was birds or squirrels or chipmunks, they got completely picked clean. There was not one remaining piece of fruit on these 2 trees. Completely stripped. As I mentioned, the pear trees did nothing this year. They're young, I think 2nd year. So the apple trees on the end there, I think we have about 12.5 apples. This is the first year they're going to produce. So far, nothing has robbed its fruit. So we'll see how that works out in the fall. Would like to be able to eat at least 1 apple off my trees. Pretty gorgeous view of White Rocks. It takes me a long time to mow this lawn to maintain the property, but I can't say anything other than how blessed I feel to be able to be here. Pretty amazing. Let's go look at the front lawn. We have to follow the stripe so that we don't wreck them with our footprints. Just a funny little side note here. During mowing season early on in the spring, you'll see that we have bird feeders, 5 feeders along, bird houses along the fence line here. In the springtime, they're all filled with mom and dad birds making baby birds. Boy, do they get pissed off when I am cutting the grass. It is ridiculous. So, yeah, funny little story there. Here's where everything starts coming into view pretty good. This is not like a traditional striping mower. It's a regular old Cub Cadet zero turn that I built a little drag striper for. Works pretty decently. As you can see, the lawn needs plenty of assistance. When we first moved here, it was abandoned for so long. Every blade of grass that you've seen so far was about 6 or 7 feet tall and poison parsnip. Millions of them. This is the 5th summer I finally got it back to where it's not disgusting, but there's still a lot of overseeding that needs to be done and plenty of chemical treatments that should be done to get the pH and everything balanced out. But for now, it looks pretty damn good. These guys here, they are saved from the weed trimmer while I was out weed whacking the other day. I'm going to attempt to transplant these to give the monarchs something to chew on. These little milkweeds will be a cool addition to our bee bird garden. I guess I'm just going to call it attempt at Wild Kingdom maybe. It caters to a little bit of everything, I suppose. But this is probably my favorite view of the lawn itself. I just really enjoy this section here because it's the first thing you see when you pull into the driveway. Again, white rocks in the background. What a thing to wake up to in the morning. I think that's going to be it for the bee garden and lawn stripes tour. So for everyone that has watched, I appreciate you watching this very intermittent amount of Creek Road Cinema. Maybe we'll have something else soon-ish. But you folks have a good day.